It shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, I had to be on the news during a crime scene on the TV, you know. They're come down here and talk to us about, you know, things that haven't happened yet, you know, about things that we want to do, and it's not all sensational, you know. But this is the first time that we're achieving an equilibrium between, you know, the way the media treats us, and there's enough people that have been here to say, I'll tell you you're wrong to your face. I've been over there and this and that. That's who's changing the media. Is the truth tellers, you know, that have been somewhere and have seen something. Aside from what their family or friends may tell them that they should be doing or where they should be living. You know, like I tell them, I say, well, go back and tell your parents to figure out how you're supposed to pay for where they want you to live, and then it'll be fine, you know. But if your budget tells you what you can do here and it sounds fun, it's great. I could do something here that I could do somewhere else. That's a wonderful thing, you know. So what do you guys think about the challenges before you? You know. Everything I always do too is talking about people staying in Michigan somehow, giving this place a chance. And I guess I'm just biased on my side. You know? I can't stop anybody, but you'll be back.
We'll be back.
You'll be back for sure.
Well, what do you guys think?
I mean, as far as moving here?
Anything. Or like questions for Esteban, or Esteban questions for us.
I think you're talking about like leaving, like something ending, leaving room for something new to change. Is like, I've heard it said like when you're in a state of unknown, then it's very fertile ground for new growth. So using that metaphor is kind of a way to
We're like crops.
yeah.
I mean, we're even designed like crops in our world. Like, if you build a subdivision, it's like a damn cornfield.
Yeah.
All corn, rows, difference, no difference in height, same nutrients, same school, same teaching, same shit. Nothing different, same chemical, same grow to the same height, harvested on the same day, produced, chewed up, spit out. Or you're a wildflower field, you know. It's kind of like this shit here. It's like the wildflower field. Hey, let me ask you this stuff out here. Wow, you can eat that. Hey, mint's in my backyard. Mint in my backyard. Or, you know, I got a little crop here, but you know, it's not encompassing. It's not completely. There's missing houses where people are doing some stuff in the missing house space. You can't go back and say, what's wrong with this? You know, it was in a podcast I was listening to, and then this guy said that design I was talking about with the complete the cornrows of the field of, you know, suburban, like straight up, completely built out and designed infill is like a cartoon version of the real world, because it doesn't allow for missing spaces, it doesn't allow for gaps. There's no provisions for what happens if your income goes down, you can't afford to live. I mean, it's all based on a certain required amount of funding and everything to exist. And I'm like, you know, that's sad as hell that you'd have to say goodbye to your neighborhood if you couldn't afford it. Like, you lost the job, you lost the neighborhood, you lost a friend. You'd lose everything in some of these places if you just step off of the income. And not even your own doing, just, hey, I took you out of your income and you're here now. Now you have to leave everything else in your life. How scary is that? How frightening. Now some people say, oh, it's scary to be in the Southwest or scary on the East. Well, yes, it may be scary, but is it not just as scary to be taken out of your entire life because of an income loss? You know, I don't think people think about that. I would stay up at night, but I wouldn't be able to sleep if I was in that situation where I could barely live somewhere. You know, it's just completely insane. And I say over here, my best defense for this place is that I had an apartment, I bought a house, I could rent a house, I could get old and live in the senior living places, and they're not like 20 miles away from the house. Like, people here go see their mom and their dad like a couple miles down, take them some vegetables. They don't just offshore them, you know. But you know, do you guys know why places outside from this neighborhood, for instance, don't have a senior, like, wouldn't everyone want their grandparents to, like, live close by? If they were in a house, like, oh, you're too old to live in a house, you know, you have to live in assisted living. Why is assisted living always so far away from where people live? It's simply zoning, you know? To say that you can't build one, we don't want a senior building over here because it brings the value down. You know, that's so sad, right? To say, I think it's an asset to have our old people around here, you know? But we have that kind of, it's not completely mixed use, but we have the mixed use ability to do that, you know? And that's why they built these over here. And I don't know too many places that have that ability to say, well, we have the seniors live close to where they just left from.
It sounds like you're talking about the values and the different structures for how we design, how we live together.
Yeah, I mean, some of these things were force-fed onto us from birth, or say, for instance, you're 2 generations into this for your parents, or, you know, the people that left in the 60s and 70s, they're completely immersed in a life of that format, you know, which it's fine, but just like this gummed-up cookie, like this nimble and it's fractured and it's like falling apart at the seams, but people aren't. It's just the system kind of is. People have to kind of, aren't the people what make the system? They got to put that together. But if you got fractured people in a fractured system, you're talking about destruction. I mean, we can be wiped out. If my damn power went out right now, right? Okay, I can close the door manually still. We can talk. We're not listening to Barracuda right now, really. Anyway, I got a little pool table we can play some pool. I'm trying to figure out ways to do things if something else happens. It's not what exactly I wanted to happen. You know, you have to go through those struggles in life, you know. Remember when we lost our power in 2002? Where was everybody at?
Outside.
Barbecue, right?
Yep. Showering.
We were the wildflowers.
Yeah. What if it would have lasted for 7 days?
Honestly, probably would have enjoyed it.
You know, and it's like this. I remember people going, because I got back to work and they were like, man, you guys probably like burning some shit up over there, huh? And they were like, man, you guys probably like, now we're out there fighting in the streets, man. And they're like, did you have a pitchfork? And I'm like, well, they're not. I said, just had barbecue sauce. And I was like, 10% of my neighbors don't have electricity anyway, so they were like, what? Hey, man. Exactly. So I was like, man, you know, these guys are real adapted to the, man, they're like, you know, they're like, they know what's up. They're out there, their bicycles, like, washing clothes with the bicycle. I mean, they're already doing it, like whipping cake by hand, you know? Anybody ever mixed up a cornbread for hand? It's hard. Oh, yeah. That's showing all stupid, but, you know, like, okay, so, like, guess what? Adaptability, we were more adapted than, when we're outside a lot, we have these little streets here, and people do walk around, and we have the front porches. Man, if I was in a subdivision that doesn't have front porches and like the power went out, and you're like, okay, there's no gas, can't drive, damn, there's no front porches, can't sit outside in like front porch, you know. It's designed to where like you're like, man, I need my car, and there's no sidewalks. I'm like, damn, you know, now I'm walking in the mud, and I was supposed to be able to drive, you know, I was supposed to be able to do this, and you're just crushing my world right now. So I questioned him. I said, well, who's more stable in a moment like that, you know? We didn't fall apart over here. It wasn't too bad. And it was, like I said, though, it wasn't 7 days either. Add 7 or 10 days to that. Now we've reached equilibrium where we're over here with pitchforks and they're out there with pitchforks, and nobody's any different anymore, right? In the absence of money, behavior becomes really, really consistent, you know? And I don't know anyone who's, I've never been hungry. Obviously, you can see I've never been hungry. I've never been hungry, and I don't know what the mindset, I don't know what people think like when they're hungry on a constant basis. You ever put someone in a meeting, like say you got me talking for 8 hours, right? And I didn't feed you, right? Put the sprouts away. Now, we're in a meeting, fluorescent lighting, that stupid buzzing sound in the wall, a bunch of drywall, some stinky ass new carpet, fake environment, cartoon world. It anything they built at Wayne State in the past 10 years, 20 years, right? Put you in one of them rooms, right? And no food, and we're talking for 8 hours. Everyone starts getting hungry, and they start paying attention, start spitching and scratching, you know, and you start seeing how people act, and it's like a torture, right? It's like torturous to be involved in that. So behavior is very, you can really trace it right to the hand. So, I don't know what multiple days of hunger would feel like. And I don't know how I would act, and I don't know anyone else would. I would hope we could all be good people, right? But if you got these good friendships, and you know someone who could kick out some sprouts in 10 days, open it back up. Don't open the cookies.
Oh, okay.
But they're not ready for it yet.
Okay.
The basic nourishment, like in 10 days, Kate's got these going on, and I can like try to hold them into something, you know, maybe some has some cheese still, and we can like maybe focus the sunlight on cooking them. But I mean, you know, someone's picking up some wood. I mean, then now you got some sustainability. You get some like really basic, fundamental, like, and we can get around and talk and laugh around food. That's cool, you know, because I know Applebee's and Chili's were all closed out there when the power was out, you know. And I know a lot of people have gas grills and electric, and they couldn't like even start their grill. I'm like, I'm really getting like, basic with it. That's where you can find out that our worlds collide, but they have the same path, you know. So I just, it was a beautiful experiment to see where we lost power and how we act. We didn't have enough days to really find out, but I'm glad we didn't, because it's a wake-up call to get right and do some things differently, and not rely on the car as much, obviously, but just kind of get it as a sidebar in your life, you know, as much as possible. So, but in all of this, I'm saying, it's about what are you going to do if all the conveniences and things that we do have in our life are shuttered, reduced, diminished, and what kind of people are we? It's not going to diminish us as people. If we let it do that, you know, then that's sad. It means that we're living for our things. And if, you know, if this damn garage door opener breaks, I'm not going to get mad about what I've been doing for. I get mad at first, right? I'd have to sit back and reflect on the 5 years I opened it by hand, and just chill out at that point and say, it's not that bad, you know. So it's not that bad, guys. And, just keep coming in and keep doing things, and keep making friends and keep changing minds, and it will always be good, and it will get better, and we'll be ready for anything. Thank you, guys.